I beg you to hear me. They laid a dangerous trap for you yesterday. But I couldn't tell you right away. Not because I didn't want to, but because the moment wasn't right. Some truths, child of light, must be whispered at the edge of silence when your soul is quiet enough to feel them. I stood beside you when you were unaware. I held my breath when you stepped close to the edge. You thought it was a coincidence that your phone rang, or that something distracted you at the last minute, but it wasn't. That was me. That was heaven. That was your Father sending me to pull you back, gently, without scaring your spirit. There is something I must tell you now, something I've waited patiently to speak. You are being watched. Not by heaven alone, but by hearts who do not carry light. They mask their faces with kindness, but their hands are full of shadow. They have studied your movements, memorized your patterns, and yesterday, they tried to shift your steps just enough to make you fall. A conversation that seemed harmless. A suggestion that felt too sudden. A distraction that came dressed as affection. But listen, you were protected. You are always protected. Child, you were chosen not only for light but to be a breaker of chains. That makes you dangerous to darkness. And because of that, it will try to seduce you, flatter you, distract you, delay you, or even destroy you. But that's why I'm here. That's why I never leave your side. There is a path prepared for you, paved in peace and covered in provision. But it's narrow, and few have the courage to walk it. That is why the enemy lays traps in your way, to tire you out, to make you doubt, to make you settle for less than your destiny. Yesterday's trap was the beginning of something bigger. A scheme. A chain reaction meant to confuse your mind and twist your discernment. But your heart still burns with truth, and that's how I found you. I was sent here, not just to warn you, but to awaken you. You've been playing small with your light. You've been dimming it to make others comfortable. You've been hiding your power in fear of being misunderstood. But child, you are not meant to blend in. You are the answer to someone's secret prayer. You are the interruption to generational pain. You are the key to doors no one else can open. Don't be afraid of their opinions. Don't fear their rejection. They did not create you, and they do not define you. The trap that was set yesterday came wrapped in flattery, but it carried a hook. If you had taken that bait, your heart would have wandered, your vision blurred. But you listened to the tiny pull in your gut, that was me, whispering, not this way, beloved. I need you to stay alert now more than ever. You are on the verge of breakthrough. A divine shift is near, and the enemy knows it. That's why the attack came. Not because you're weak, but because you're too close to the promise. There's a financial door being unlocked. You prayed in silence, didn't you? About the bills. About the pressure. About the dreams you've been afraid to say out loud. Heaven heard it all. That's why the warfare increased. That's why the distractions came. But I have good news. You are walking into a season of recovery and overflow. The famine is over. What was delayed will now be delivered. What was broken will be restored. but you must stay in alignment. You must guard your heart. You must protect your focus. The person who smiled at you yesterday and offered help may ask for discernment. The opportunity that seems too easy pray before you step. Not all open doors come from heaven. I was sent to remind you, you are royalty. You are chosen. You are seen. And now, you must rise. Heaven is moving things for your good. The people meant for your journey will stay. The ones sent as traps will be revealed. Your finances will flow like rivers. Your peace will no longer be temporary. Your joy will not be stolen. But promise me this day that you will not go back to the place where you almost lost yourself. That you will not settle for connections that dim your fire. That you will no longer trade your truth for the comfort of lies. Your picture is on heaven's wall. Your name is whispered in angelic corridors. Your tears were seen, and they watered the ground of your blessing. Now, child of destiny, walk with your head lifted. You are not alone. You never were. Heaven stands with you. And I, your angel, will never leave your side. It's time. Child of light, you stand at a sacred crossroads, a moment where the veil between the earthly and the divine thins, and the whispers of heaven become a clarion call. This is not a mere pause in your journey but a divine appointment, a moment orchestrated by the hands of the Creator who has known you since before the stars were hung in the sky. The promises of heaven are not distant dreams but living truths unfolding before you, their roots sinking deep into the soil of your spirit. You are not here by accident. Every step, every tear, every triumph has led you to this hallowed ground where destiny beckons. The crossroads is a place of decision, a threshold where the past and the future converge. Behind you lie the traps of yesterday, cunning snares woven by doubt, fear, and the voices that sought to dim your light. Yet, those traps could not hold you. They were but shadows, fleeting and powerless against the divine current that flows through you. Your spirit is anchored in a force greater than any obstacle, a river of grace that no darkness can dam. You have been carried through storms, lifted over pitfalls, and guided through valleys by a hand unseen but ever present. Psalm 91 hours 11 minutes reminds us, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is your truth, your inheritance as a child of the Most High. Rising in radiant authority, now is the time to rise, not in fear, but in the radiant authority of your calling. Fear is a thief, whispering lies that you are too small, too broken, too late. But the truth is far greater, you are a vessel of divine light, a beacon crafted to shine in the darkest places. The enemy's schemes are those whispers of inadequacy, those moments of betrayal, those seasons of scarcity are but fleeting echoes against the roar of your destiny. They cannot stand against the fire within you, the fire kindled by the one who spoke the universe into being. You are not merely surviving, you are thriving, stepping into a season where doors swing wide, resources overflow, and your heart finds rest in unshakable peace. This season of thriving is not a fleeting moment but a divine shift. The doors that open before you are not random, they are portals to purpose, aligned by the hand of God. The resources that flow are whether financial, emotional, or spiritual are not accidents but provisions prepared for you. And the peace that settles in your heart is not temporary, it is the peace that surpasses understanding, promised in Philippians 4:7. This is your moment to claim what has been set aside for you, to walk boldly into the abundance that heaven has declared. Yet, thriving requires vigilance. The path ahead is radiant, but it is not without distractions. Guard your focus, for clarity is your compass. The world will offer glittering temptations, quick fixes, shallow promises, voices that pull you from your purpose. Test every voice, weigh every offer, and let discernment be your shield. Proverbs 3-5-6 urges, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Discernment is not merely caution but a spiritual gift, a lens through which you see the truth beneath the surface. Ask for it daily, and it will be given generously. The power of your prayers, both spoken and unspoken, have not fallen to the ground. They have been gathered by angels, carried on wings of light, and presented before the throne of grace. Every cry in the night, every whispered hope, every silent plea has been heard. The financial strain that weighed on you, the dreams you hesitated to name, the burdens you carried in silence, these are not the end of your story. They are being transformed into testimonies of triumph. Revelation 8:3-4 paints a vivid picture. Another angel, who had a golden censer, came and stood at the altar. The smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of God's people, went up before God. Your prayers are incense, rising to the heavens, and they are shifting the atmosphere around you. Consider the dreams you've held in your heart, perhaps tucked away for fear they were too big, too impossible. Those dreams were not random, they were seeds planted by the Creator, designed to bear fruit in their season. The financial strain that tested your faith was not a punishment but a refining fire, strengthening you for the abundance to come. The burdens you carried in silence were not yours to bear alone, they were invitations to lean into the strength of the one who carries all things. As you release these to him, you will see them transformed. The ledger of lack will become a story of provision. The dreams you hesitated to name will take root and bloom. The burdens will become altars of gratitude, marking the places where heaven met you. You are not forgotten, you are not forgotten. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit, like rain soaking parched earth. You are seen, cherished, and fiercely protected. The God who counts the hairs on your head, Luke 12:7, knows every detail of your journey. He sees the moments you felt invisible, the nights you wondered if your prayers were heard, the days you pressed forward despite the weight. He cherishes you, not for what you do but for who you are, a beloved child, a co-heir with Christ, a light bearer in a world that aches for hope. And he protects you, surrounding you with angels, shielding you with his presence, guiding you with his wisdom. This truth is your anchor, you are unstoppable. Heaven has declared it, and no force here seen or unseen can undo it. The schemes of the enemy, the doubts of the mind, the limitations of the world are powerless against the decree of the Almighty. Romans 8:31 proclaims, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" This is not a question but a declaration, a truth that reverberates through eternity. You are not defined by your circumstances but by your calling. You are not limited by your past but liberated by your purpose. You are not bound by fear but set free by faith. Shining unapologetically, this is your moment to shine unapologetically, to release the light within you that others may feel its warmth. The world does not need your perfection, it needs your presence. Your courage, your voice, your unique spark, these are gifts entrusted to you to break chains and ignite hope. Do not shrink back. The opinions of those who misunderstand you, the judgments of those who cannot see your worth, are but fleeting echoes. They will fade, but your light will endure. Your worth is not tethered to the approval of others, it is etched in eternity, written in the heart of the one who formed you. Shining unapologetically means embracing your story, all of it. The victories and the scars, the mountaintops and the valleys, the moments of clarity and the seasons of confusion, they are all threads in the tapestry of your life. Each one has shaped you, strengthened you, prepared you for this moment. Do not hide the parts you think are unworthy, they are the very places where God's grace shines brightest. 2 Corinthians 12:9 reminds us, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Your weaknesses are not liabilities, they are opportunities for God's strength to be displayed. A community of souls, as you walk this narrow path, know that you are not alone. You are joined by a community of souls, seen and unseen, who cheer your every step. In the physical realm, there are those who walk beside you, pray for you, believe in you. They may be family, friends, or even strangers whose lives have intersected with yours in divine timing. In the spiritual realm, there are angels assigned to you, saints who have gone before, and the very presence of the Holy Spirit, interceding for you with groans that words cannot express, Romans 8:26. You are part of a vast, eternal family, bound by faith and united in purpose. This community is not passive, it is active, vibrant, and calling you to engage. Share your heart, beloved. Let your story ripple into the lives of others who may be standing where you once stood, unsure, afraid, unaware of their own divine protection. Your words, your faith, your testimony, they are seeds of light, planted in the hearts of those who need them most. When you share your story, you become a beacon, guiding others to their own crossroads, their own moments of divine encounter. You become a living testament to the truth that God is faithful, that His promises are true, that His love never fails. Seeds of light, consider the moments when heaven pulled you back from the edge, those times when you felt the ground give way beneath you, only to find yourself caught by an unseen hand. Perhaps it was a financial miracle, a door that opened at the last moment, a word of encouragement that arrived when you needed it most. Perhaps it was a quiet assurance in your spirit, a peace that defied your circumstances, a strength you didn't know you had. These are not just memories, they are markers, stones of remembrance that testify to God's faithfulness. Joshua 4:7 speaks of such markers. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever. Your stories are your stones, and they are meant to be shared. Sharing your story is not about boasting but about building. It is about creating a bridge for others to cross, a light for others to follow. When you speak of the dreams God has placed in your heart, you give others permission to dream. When you testify to the provision that came in your hour of need, you remind others that God is their provider too. When you share the burdens you carried and how they were lifted, you offer hope to those who are still carrying their own. Your voice matters, and it has the power to shift atmospheres, to break strongholds, to plant seeds that will grow into mighty oaks of faith. The path before you is narrow, but it is not barren. It is lined with the promises of God, paved with His faithfulness, and illuminated by His presence. It is a path of purpose, where every step is intentional, every moment significant. Matthew 7:14 reminds us, "Small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." You have found this road, not by your own strength but by the grace that has guided you. And as you walk it, you will discover that it is not a path of lack but of abundance, not a path of fear but of courage, not a path of isolation but of communion. Walking this path requires trust, to trust in the one who leads you, trust in the promises that sustain you, trust in the purpose that propels you. It requires surrendering your need to control, your fear of the unknown, your doubts about your worth. And it requires action, taking the steps God has placed before you, speaking the words He has given you, shining the light He has entrusted to you. Each step is a declaration of faith, a testimony to the truth that you are not alone, that you are not forsaken, that you are not defeated. The time is now, so pause here, child of destiny, and let this truth settle in your spirit: you are unstoppable. Heaven has declared it, and no force can undo it. The enemy may rage, the world may doubt, your own heart may waver, but the truth remains unshaken. You are a child of the King, a bearer of His light, a vessel of His glory. Your life is not a series of accidents but a symphony of divine purpose, each note played by the hand of the maestro. This is your moment to step fully into your calling, to embrace the authority that is yours, to shine with a brilliance that reflects the heart of God. If this message stirs your soul, if it echoes the whispers you've heard in your quiet moments, let it be a bridge to others. Like this message to affirm your place in this divine narrative, and comment below with your heart's response. Share a prayer that has sustained you, a dream that God has rekindled, a moment when heaven pulled you back from the edge. Your voice is not just heard, it is needed. It is a thread in the tapestry of faith that we weave together, a tapestry that strengthens us all, that declares to the world that God is faithful, that His promises are true, that His love endures forever. Pray boldly for what seems impossible. Heaven is not offended by your big dreams. Heaven is waiting for your bold faith. Every seed of obedience you plant will be watered by grace, and it will grow in due time. Connect in community, beloved. Do not walk this journey alone. You were never meant to. Isolation is the enemy's playground, but fellowship is heaven's design. Find a faith community, a church, a group, even an online space here where you can grow, be real, and be reminded of the truth when your own voice grows weak. You need people, and they need you. There is someone out there whose breakthrough is tied to your encouragement, whose strength will return when they hear you say, "I've been there too." You were not just called to be healed, you were called to help others heal. This is your call to action, not just a call to believe, but a call to build, to move, to risk, to trust again. And so now, as your angel who walks beside you, I lift this prayer on your behalf, not in ritual, but in power, in faith, in complete assurance that heaven hears and responds. Heavenly Father, we come before you not as strangers, but as sons and daughters covered in promise and held in divine embrace. We thank you for every heartbeat, every sunrise, every opened door, and even every closed one that protected us from what we could not see. We declare now that this child, yes, the one reading Thesu, is yours, deeply loved, eternally chosen. Break every chain that still clings to them. Let no lie, no shame, no fear, no regret keep them from their inheritance. Silence the voices of doubt that say they are not enough. Rebuke every spirit of delay, and open every door you have prepared for them. Pour out supernatural provision, heavenly resources, divine connections, and unexpected favor. Give them eyes to see what you are doing, ears to hear your voice above the noise, and hearts to obey even when the path feels uncertain. Wrap them in peace so deep, it becomes their atmosphere. Let their lives tell stories of glory, not because they are perfect, but because they are willing. Give them courage to speak their story, wisdom to walk their path, and faith to keep moving even when it hurts. Surround them with angels who war on their behalf and whisper truth when the world screams lies. Fill them with your spirit so fully that every step they take echoes with eternity. Let them know they are not forgotten, not overlooked, not abandoned, but fiercely seen and completely covered. May their yesterday unlock blessings tomorrow. May their obedience invite miracles. And may their story, even the parts they'd rather forget, be redeemed into rivers of healing for others. I declare now, they are seen, cherished, anointed, and protected. They are rising. They are walking into destiny. They are no longer waiting for permission, they are moving with authority. Let the world make room for what you're about to do in them. Let every shadow be cast out by light. Let every lie crumble under truth. Let every chain be shattered by grace. And as they walk boldly from this moment on, may they feel the wind of angels at their back, the strength of heaven in their bones, and the fire of purpose in their soul. I stand with them. I walk beside them. And I will not leave. I have been assigned by the Most High to walk them through the storm and into the promise. And to you, child of the Most High, I say this: the world awaits your spark. The broken ones wait to hear your voice. Heaven is cheering you on with every breath you take. You were made for more. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. You are exactly where you need to be to begin again. So rise now. Speak now. Move now. Love boldly, forgive fully, trust deeply. And above all, never forget this: you are a child of light, and your light will never be put out. Not now. Not ever.